Today's video is about the 5 stages to enlightenment. There is an order or a process that we go through whenever we're ready to change something within us of significant value. When we are aware of these stages, it gives us confidence that we are headed in the right direction. The 5 stages to enlightenment can be understood through these phases of the first one is a recognition, which is really just becoming aware. The second is dismantling, which is letting go of old information. The third one is disorientation, which is rediscovering your identity. The fourth one is surrender, which is finding value in peace of mind. And the fifth one is integration, which is about making the shift to a higher consciousness. I posted a video last year about these 5 stages, and like all good information, I felt that it was worth repeating. Hello and welcome. I'm Sara Bachmeier with Egyptian Numerology and the author of Egyptian Numerology, Emergence into the Fifth Dimension, and book number 2, the sequel, The Path of a Wounded Healer, Liberation is for the Asking. I have a mentorship program that is called Manifest Your Destiny with Egyptian Numerology, and this program takes you through your soul life contract step by step. It introduces you to your spirit guides and helps you to awaken and fulfill your soul life purpose. The first stage is recognizing that there is a need to change, no matter how large or small the circumstances. And this starts the transformation process, whether you are aware of it or not. When you recognize that there is new information that resonates with your truth, it filters through your consciousness, and the universe signals the energetic alignment to start the flow of change. This new information or awareness needs to go through a process of transformation. Thus, the beginning of the 5 stages has occurred. This awareness is important because it gives you the power to change old patterns, beliefs, and behaviors that you may have been carrying around for a long time. And the funny thing is, sometimes we don't even remember when we adopted this information as a part of our truth, or exactly when we allowed it to take root within us. So with recognition, the seed is planted by noticing something new that really resonates with who you are today. New information. It could have been started earlier when you silently uttered a prayer for something that you wanted to experience, whether it is a relationship, an occupation, or even to develop a gift that you already have. Through that prayer, your higher self designed a plot to answer your desires by rearranging or changing something within you that may have been blocking the course of action from taking place. So after recognition, we come to the dismantling process. And this means that all the information that supported your previous awareness needs to be discarded as no longer being your truth. Dismantling occurs when you recognize the walls that you built to protect a part of your life and often don't want to take a look at. Once you plant the seed of awareness, the universe again begins to send you mirrors that reflect back the difficulties that you have endured. And this is where you start to dissect areas of your life that have been affected by the behavior that you now wish to change. Dismantling sometimes takes the direction of changing things on the outside of us first, rather than working on the changes that need to be taken place inside of us. And this is not a bad idea, especially if your new perspective finds direct outside influences that need immediate attention. So let's take a look at what this looks like. It could be leaving a long-term relationship that no longer supports your highest good. It may look like spending the money in your savings account to travel to places that you are inspired to visit. It may be throwing out all the processed food in your refrigerator and cupboards and replacing them with garden fresh food, or even selling your home or house and moving to an entirely different location or surrounding. You could also be inspired to give your 2 weeks notice to a job that no longer fulfills you, or distancing yourself from family members that bring you down. I think some of us have probably had one or two of those situations happen to us within the last 10 years. When the dismantling starts to manifest from the outside, changes from the outside changes that you have made, remember that what's really important is what's going on inside of you. You are moving, shifting, and making room for new patterns, beliefs, and behaviors. And at this point, even though you manage to change your outside world, it is the inner roving of new information filtering through your entire life that is occurring. But don't get distracted by all the movement from the outside. Make sure that you're allowing yourself to shift and change on the inside without hesitation, judgment, and regret. If you continue to focus on the outside changes you have made without changing anything on the inside of you, often the confusion materializes in the physical body as pain, which is just stuck energy alerting you to start paying attention. Changing the outside is symbolic. It is like a rainbow after a storm. But the shift needs to occur within you also, or no matter where you go, you take yourself with you. Patterns will repeat. Connect with your higher self when you don't know what to shift inside of you. Ask for it to be revealed and find what it is in yourself that needs to change and have the willingness to change it. If you do not address the core roots of the situation, then the problem will repeat. It is like pulling weeds. I'm in springtime where I live, so I really relate to this. When you pull one, it seems like two more grow back. And if if you pull the roots, they grow back. If you don't pull the roots, they grow back even stronger. You finally learn that you must pull the weeds when the young shoots first take root. And this analogy stands true for the inner weeds that grow within us. After dismantling, it is not uncommon to be disorientated during the transformation process. You are removing things from your life that have defined you for a very long time. You will often go into a reprieve or inertia state of being as the new information you're integrating begins to manifest itself. You will experience bursts of inspiration when everything is clear, and then there will be bouts of confusion before that. There'll be bouts of confusion sometimes happening almost simultaneously, right? And this confusion can make you question your sanity before you settle into your internal surroundings. So don't underestimate this process because it's really important. The universe may test you again and again to confirm that you are certain about the changes that you made. There are many new things to get accustomed to. Anything we change in our lives causes a ripple effect that must filter through everything around you. Seldom does changing something on the outside guarantee that what is going on in the inside of you has completed the integration process. That comes later. Your life may take the pendulum effect, where everything swings back and forth until it settles in the center and becomes a part of who you are. So next we come into surrender. When I first heard this word associated with enlightenment, I felt a sense of defeat. I am a determined soul. My cat wants to come in. I am a determined soul, and he doesn't like to give up on my dreams or anything else that rings true for me. But when I was younger, humility was not in my nature unless I was proven wrong. So, what does surrender have to do with enlightenment? In simple words, it means putting down the sword to win the battle. I'll give you an example. I recently got scammed for $300. It was a company that I had reservations about investing in, but I went against my best judgment. I could have held on to my anger, my disappointment, and disillusionment, but instead I had to just let it go. I chalked it up towards a very expensive learning lesson. The reason why I didn't pursue legal action is because my peace of mind means more to me than the money and the principle of the matter. I thought about all the time that it would take to get my money back and the cost to be emotionally and mentally rehashing the situation over and over again, and it just wasn't worth it. For the first time in a long time, I had to just let it go. But surrendering isn't just about letting go or losing something. It is about gaining peace of mind and satisfaction in the present moment. It is about letting go of what is blocking me from reaching a place of peace. It's choosing what is worth fighting for. I once had an internal justice system that did not require me to let go of anything that I didn't feel was right. But this kept me in a loop of finding things wrong with the world and having to set it right. And it was exhausting. I realized that there is a power greater than myself in play. And if I spent all my time fighting for what was right, I would never have time to sleep at night. When it comes to enlightenment, surrender means choosing to remove parts of ourselves that just doesn't fit anymore and honoring our peace of mind. Surrender in the spiritual sense is an act of humility. It is recognizing that we are such a small part of the universe, and to be in a state of oneness, we must remove our attachment to anger, worry, doubt, and our illusion of control, and even what we think is fair. Finally, we come to the fifth stage, which is integration. Integration occurs after surrendering to the illusion of control. All of the new information we've embraced, including our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, gets migrated into our awareness, and we find one day that our world has shifted. You know, when you're in a state of integration, when you no longer attract situations that trigger old behavior, and when you find yourself in a similar situation, you react differently. You find the quality of your life is richer, more peaceful, and wiser. You choose what is important, and your vibration aligns accordingly. All of this leads you to a higher awareness and eventually to enlightenment. So think about something recently that you have changed about yourself for the better, and reflect on these 5 stages to enlightenment. These 5 stages can overlap and occur simultaneously. So find where you are in this enlightenment process and be thorough. Everyone is different, and the process will be unique for each individual. Give yourself some high praise for taking the time and energy to grow, evolve, and become a better version of yourself. I hope you related to this information. I know I do. Let me know by liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. I love your feedback. To learn more about Egyptian numerology, visit my website at www.egyptiannumerology.org and check out the links below. Have a wonderful rest of this month, and I will be back soon. Namaste.